At the time, it was Elton John's guitarist, Elton John's drummer. I did a classic British thing of going to art college. Then I moved to London in '73 when I was 20.
73, 20 in London. That must have been good times, huh?
Oh, wow, it was my first re-entry into making art. iPad paintings, where you can choose your brushes and you can choose your colors, etc. And it's a lot of fun. And I paint on my phone directly.
Less messy, that's for sure, huh?
Oh, no, just with my finger.
Very,
I paint directly with my finger.
that's really cool. Awesome. Music
That's the
theme
point.
behind it.
I wouldn't. I have no interest in AI whatsoever. I'm not. I don't need AI. I'm an artist. You know.
So, hi Steve, how you doing?
Hi. I'm really good, thank you. The sun's shining here in Margate, in Kent, England.
That's awesome. That's not the usual for the UK, so I'm really happy that's going on.
We've been having a great summer so far. Really, really nice. So it's a beautiful seaside town. It's a resort, but it's well known for being full of art and art galleries. And here, you don't have to. I went to an opening in the Carl Friedman Gallery. He's a really big
Yeah,
dealer.
yeah.
He's big in London as well, and he has a gallery here.
That's really exciting. And how long have you been there already?
3 months.
3 months. Okay. So far, so good.
Loving it.
Awesome. That's great. We want to learn a lot of stuff about you because obviously you've been in the music side of things, you've been in the art side of things. You mix too. You now are doing a lot of digital stuff as well. Talk me through like everything, how everything kind of began in terms of obviously your
Well,
career.
it's strange. I did a classic British thing of going to art college in Bristol, west of England, art college when I was 18. I sailed in there because I made a model of my parents' home, which had burnt down, and I made a model and made drawings because I'd studied that kind of thing. I was really into architecture. And age 16, they rebuilt the house exactly as I designed it. And I'd never designed a house before, of course. But that's how I sailed into art college in Bristol. But really, I was more interested in, I didn't want to learn because I just was intuitively artistic anyway. I didn't want to be told how to draw a white cube on a table, which is exactly what they did, and it was bullshit. And so, luckily, there was a beautiful piano in the main hall there, and I used to spend hours playing the piano and writing songs. And I ended up joining my first band. They were called Squid with a double D, and we played we played rock versions of classical music, like The Planet Suite by Holtz or The Sorcerer's Apprentice. But it was very theatrical and kind of prog as well. I
Yeah.
was on keyboard, and it was a lot of fun. And we ended up this is a long time ago. We ended up supporting Deep Purple and all sorts of big bands of the time. So it was a lot of fun touring around doing that. But then I moved to London in '73 when I was 20, and yeah, '73, yeah.
73,
Yeah.
20 in London. That must have been good times, huh?
Well, wow, it was interesting. Before I knew it, I'd landed a solo record deal with RCA Records,
Okay,
and
wow.
that's my first record. Messages came out, but it's not on Spotify or anything yet because it's so old. It's in the like digital queue, but playing on it is at the time it was Elton John's guitarist, Elton John's drummer, Roxy Music's bass player, and full orchestra on most of the tracks. It was so exciting for a 21 year old. And it's out there. It's called Messages by Steve Swindells. It's out there. You can. It's very rare now though, but it did get reissued on CD on Cherry Red Records in 2009. So you can find it. It's on Amazon. But if you can find the vinyl, that's truly rare.
You have one original from those?
Uh, Sorry. Why?
you have one of the
I can
original
show you
vinyls
the
from that?
CD. Yeah, can you see it?
Yeah, yeah, absolutely.
They're all me.
Messages, yeah.
They're all me.
Wow.
It was my concept.
Yeah,
I'm being very kind of political and
yeah,
ahead of my time.
yeah. Wow, that's awesome.
My legs are not that thin.
Love
Yeah.
it.
So yeah, I've got lots of records out there. From my third album, they're all on Spotify, Apple, everything. Um, so you just put in my name, Steve Swindells, and you'll find them. Um, so
Awesome. So
it's
that's
kind of
70s, 80s, right?
that was 70s, yeah. But
Okay.
Fresh Blood came out in 1980 and it went to number three in the American Airplay charts in its second week of release.
Yeah.
Got rave reviews. Boy, can this guy write lyrics, said Rolling Stone. I was signed in New York. Um, I've had kind of a charmed life. I just things just happen to me. Magic happens. If you manifest, things will happen, and I'm living proof of that. You know, I went to New York. I had a record deal with Warner's in 4 days.
Wow. That's really amazing. So
Um,
when you say you manifest, because I'm obviously I'm a big believer in that, by the way. Is it something that you always did or something that you
yeah,
realized afterwards
I
that you did it
worked it out.
automatically?
I'm a bit of an old soul. Even when I was young, I worked out that no matter what life might throw at you, if you believe in yourself and start manifesting instead of focusing on the negative, things will happen. And I'm living proof of that. Suddenly, I'm number three in the American Airplay charts. And Roger Daltrey of The Who covered two songs off that album. And Hawkwind covered my song Shot Down in the Night off the same album. And then later on, Roger Daltrey, in '83, with me there on keyboards, he recorded four of my songs.
Wow.
So that was exciting. What a nice man he is as well.
Yeah, that's amazing. I'm sure you've met a lot of people from the
Oh,
music
well,
side of things.
I was a club promoter in the '80s as well.
Oh, wow.
That's how I
Okay.
ended up organizing Prince's Love Sexy after shows
Oh,
in
wow.
'88.
Okay.
So yeah, oh God, yeah, I've met so many incredible people. In my club nights, there's a very famous British DJ called Fat Tony. Um, he's like famous worldwide now. He plays all over the world. But I gave him his first ever, I recognized his talent and gave him his first ever residency. And he lied about his age. He was actually 15. But
Wow.
I applaud him for that, you know.
That's awesome. Fake it
Yeah.
until you make it, right?
Well, I'm very happy that I gave him his first break because he's an amazing DJ.
Yeah.
You know, he's not fake DJ.
Yeah.
But in the early '80s, when I first started club nights, everyone used to, it was one night clubs.
Yeah.
Uh, I think you have them in Germany and based on the British model, really.
Hmm.
But my inspiration was Paradise Garage and Studio 54 in New York, both of which I went to several times. And my host in New York was an Italian count, actually,
Wow.
well, he took me there, whose family owned half of Rome. And it turned out that he designed one of the bars at Studio 54. And so we just swished everywhere. Well, he swished with me in tow, sort of thing. So I had an amazing time, and that inspired me to start club nights as well, while still making music. But I wasn't really making much art then. I only really got back into it when I had a sort of light bulb moment to make a painting of one of my songs called Love Has Many Levels, and it hangs above my bed. If you look at my Substack is SteveSwindells You'll see lots of pictures of my apartment and stuff, and it's like I like Substack because it's multimedia. You can write and you can add pictures, you can add your own music or videos. It's real. I really like Substack. I've got a major presence on there.
And this is primarily, this was also digital or this was actually with acrylic? that you did for?
That was the painting that hangs over my bed. Is my first re-entry into making art. It's quite big, but it's yeah, it's acrylic on and gloss actually, which is
Wow. Okay.
and emulsion on canvas. Yeah, and so that keeps it fresh, I guess, as well. Um, yeah, so that would have been about 15 years ago, and then I realized that you could get apps on your phone, and this was before David Hockney and his famous iPad paintings. I was doing it before that, um, and I use an app called Meritum Paint app,
Yeah.
Meritum Paint app,
Yeah.
and where you can choose your brushes and you can choose your colors, etc. And it's a lot of fun. And I paint on my phone directly.
Less
I can,
messy, that's for sure, huh?
oh, not no, just with my finger. Like there's one.
Oh wow, that's really cool. Yeah, awesome.
It's just done. It's not a print. It's
Yeah.
done. I'm in the app there.
Yeah.
I'll show you another one. Yeah.
That's really cool.
And then I mash them up with photos. But that's what you'll see on my latest um, ones I've uploaded
That's really cool.
to
Yeah.
uh, to Plogix. So I nearly said projects.
No
No,
worry.
I paint directly with my finger.
That's and do you enjoy more kind of the digital side of things, or I mean, you
Well, I
started
tell you
with
what's nice. I like going and having a cafe and a shot of amaretto or something um, in a cafe or a bar, sitting by the sea here in Margate, watching, and then maybe taking pictures as well, and maybe straight away creating something. But I'm surrounded by people. I'm not, and people often say, "What's that? Did you just make that on your phone?" And I enjoy interacting with people and showing them what I'm doing and meeting people. So it's really nice rather than just being at home and I'm just vibing off the energy around me, and it's a lot of fun. So I can do it wherever I am. I might go for a nice walk and then sit on a bench and create what I call an iPhone finger with a PH. Get it? iPhone
yeah,
finger.
yeah, yeah.
iPhone finger painting is what I call it. And it's kind of unique, and it's something that I've created myself. And then I do mashups, digital mashups with photos as well. And that's a lot of
That's
fun.
awesome.
And often I'll say to someone in a cafe or bar or something, can I take your photo? You look interesting. Then I'll make it straight away into a painting, if you like, on an iPhone finger painting on my phone. And I do it in front of them and they love it. Then they ask me to send it to them on Instagram or whatever. So it's once in, I lived in London for 46 years. And sometime in my last apartment, it was a really cool rented loft apartment in northwest London. And sometimes I used to have people doing photo shoots there. And one time I had just watched. Do you remember on? I think it was on Netflix. It's not the end of the fucking world,
I
or
think so. I remember. I
or was
think
it
it
called the
sounds
end
really
of the
familiar.
fucking world?
Y-
And
It sounds really familiar. I can check it real
it
quick.
was a
Just
huge hit. Was it the end of the fucking world, or it's not? I think it was the end of the fucking world, and it was about this young couple who ran away
uh,
and had fantasies about murdering. Anyway, it was
it's
her,
not
the
Leave the
star of
World
it.
Behind, right?
So it was her, the star of it. I've forgotten her name. She's big star now. She came and did a photo shoot in my apartment, and she was looking at my art on the walls. She was a photo of me while I'm just posing for the actual photos, and then create an artwork with it. So I did, and it's on my Instagram, etc. I can put it on Plogix. She
Y
won't mind.
th This would be great.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I'd
S-
have to dig it out. I'm very prolific.
So since then, it's been predominantly a mix of all this digital side of things, or till when were you
Yeah,
always doing acrylic
until
painting?
someone left the painting, the broken mirror outside.
Yeah,
Uh, and soon after I moved here, and I thought maybe it's bad luck. Then I thought, hey, I didn't break the mirror.
yeah,
So I liberated the broken mirror and took the board that it was on. I can show you if you like.
yeah. That would be great.
Um, and did a mixed media painting. I'll try and hold it steady.
That's awesome. That's really cool.
Beautiful frame.
Yeah,
It's quite big as well. Then I'll give you a detail. There's like newspaper, buttons, sackcloth.
that's
Um,
unbelievable. That's
it's
really cool.
called it's called Snowflakes in the Forest, which is kind of a sly reference to these troubled times we live in.
Yeah, I can totally imagine. So in essence, you still do a little bit of acrylic and mixed media
No,
and
that's
stuff.
my first one as for many months.
Oh, many months. Okay.
Because there's great art shops here
Yeah,
as well. So it being such an art town,
yeah,
of course there are. And also there's a really cheap supplier of acrylic paints and stuff. So it's like not Poundland, but kind of
yeah,
similar.
yeah.
Um, so it's all good, yeah.
Awesome. And so tell me about the whole mixing of music and art. I mean, most of your songs, do they convey any sort of special symbolism, special meaning, and then obviously translating the music side onto the art world. Um, what does it mean for you
I
that you
think it's
obviously admire music so much?
well, I've worked. I love genre hopping in music, and I think I also love genre hopping in art. I don't suppose on Plogix you can do it, but on Instagram, because I've got so much on Spotify and everything, I mean hundreds of songs, I can even just um, either create an art piece that is the same title as one of my songs, and then put on Instagram. You can add the music, your own music. So that's a cool. Or there, I do an artwork and I add the music, thinking that kind of fits. And because I genre hop, I do anything from sort of soulful rock and some collaborations with some cool people as well. So on Instagram, I add my own music to my artworks.
Do you find it helpful, these kind of call it newer technology tools, whereby you're able to not just showcase your art,
Well,
but
I
you're able
ain't
to put
cheating. That's
music
the
theme
point.
behind it?
I wouldn't. I have no interest in AI whatsoever. I'm not. I don't need AI. I'm an artist. There's absolutely no need. I'm also. I've been a journalist, like I said, a club promoter. I'm very well educated and a good writer, so I don't need that. But I also, I have my Substack, my name, substack.com. On Instagram, I'm Swindellini.
Swindellini, awesome.
I just that's kind of we have a family I'm from a big family, and it's almost like we're a bit Italian, really. Um,
Do you come from an art family, or music family,
well,
or are you
well,
kind of one of a kind
well,
within your kin?
my parents met at an amateur dramatic society, and they both played the lead role in a musical called No No Nanette before I was born, and they both looked like film stars. Um, and this was my father, but my mum left him after um, a few years because he was a scoundrel, very good-looking scoundrel. He looked a bit like James Dean. He even had the sort of wet back
Yeah, yeah.
blonde hair, but my mother has the more sort of Latin look.
Okay.
She's got
Yeah.
a very dark hair and brown eyes like me.
Okay.
Except my hair is now a bit sun-baked, which is cool.
Yeah,
Um,
but you still have a lot of hair, so that's good.
yeah, it's real. It's not dyed. That's just us. salt and pepper sunscreen.
Awesome. Yeah.
Not, it's not, this is great, but I am 72, so yeah.
Awesome. So yeah, that's really cool. And the fact obviously that, you have this this solid mix of music, art, and of course a little bit
And,
of
and writing as well, yeah.
of, of writing as well. Do you also mix some of your well, obviously you write songs, right?
Oh,
That's one
yes.
of the things
If
that
you look at SteveSwindells.substack.com, you'll find the world's first multimedia ebook.
Oh wow, okay.
Me, all 12 chapters of it. No one's done this. I love being an innovator. It's a novel called The Unplanned Obsolescence of Tom Topham, but like on what's it called? The Amazon writing thing.
Yeah,
They
Kindle.
don't allow links. They
Okay.
they don't allow multimedia. Substack do. You can do multimedia. So there are 17 original songs embedded in the narrative, and as you're reading the book, you get the whole background on the song, how I came to write the lyric and everything. Except it's not me. I've got an alter ego. It is me, of course.
Yeah.
It's totally biographical. But I've done a bit of a Bowie thing there, and I've called him Tom Topham. The protagonist is Tom Topham, sorry. And there's 17 songs, but it's also an album. It's on Spotify and everything. So, but no one can get their head around it. So I put it on Substack because publishers say, well, it's a really clever idea, but why don't you put it out as a book and a CD? I said, well, what's the point? It's not multimedia then. It's
Yeah.
just old school. It's there. But how do I market it? On Substack.
Awesome. And with regards to the music that you do, is it do you, what kind of genre is it? And do you have any special meaning that is conveyed through your music that also links to your art, or is it completely different, or every song that you've kind of put together is completely
No,
different?
I would never be defined by genre. Apart from, I guess, abstract in my art.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's why you're talking to me.
Yeah.
So yeah, that genre. But I like being innovative and taking risks, sticking my head above the parapet, and doing things that people wouldn't normally do. Not in a forced way, in a totally natural way.
I-
Um,
Is there
so.
anything that you would like to still, because obviously you're unique in that sense where you kind of like to do what hasn't been done before in some ways. You can tell right away by the painting that you showed us, obviously with the mirror, which by the way, I love it. What is it within the art field that you'd still kind of would like to do that you haven't had the chance to do in the sense
Well,
of being unique?
I'm now manifesting the idea that I will have an exhibition of my artworks, um, which generally I would put under that banner of iPhone finger paintings with the PH on the finger. But they should be displayed, have an app whereby I can blow up the pixels. So I make an iPhone finger painting or digital mashup and process it in Instagram, post it on Instagram, um, and then I up pixelate it using an app, which is a free app called Batch Image Resizer Lite. On I'm a Mac guy, so it's on Apple rather. Um, it's free. It's a free app, and I up pixelate my works to depending on the. It says if it's Instagram, it's going to be square probably. Say 5,000 pixels by 5,000 pixels. That means it can be printed really big. Say as up to say 48. 60 centimeters,
Wow.
So my plan is to have an exhibition, and I have a friend who's an artist and an artisan who's from Chile. He can make light boxes because my works would look fabulous as light boxes. So they become, they're not just works of art, they're also lights, and
And does that work? Like, I'm just trying to picture it. That is basically, you would, in essence, take a cubic kind of style figure, and then you would refract light from within into, I suppose, some sort of glass structure.
It would be, say, a light box, say, I'm not very good with centimeters, say 20, no, 15 centimeters deep, and then maybe, say it was square, 50 centimeters square,
Yeah,
and you have LED lights inside.
yeah,
And you could also arrange it so that there's a way you control the brightness on each one,
yeah.
and each one would have also a piece of music attached, and you could listen on headphones.
That's
So that would
cool.
be totally original. No one's ever done that.
Would you do it solely for an exhibition, or would it be kind of
Well,
taking it a step further and put it, say, in a hotel or in
yeah,
an
yeah,
iconic
I would love
landmark?
it. Yeah, I would like to get commissioned. And I could take a photo of someone if they wished, a nice sort of nicely moodily lit photo, then superimpose it with an iPhone finger painting. And it could be someone would like it. It's like them commissioning a portrait, but in a totally original, different way. So that's my sort of aim of what I'd like to do. But in a sense, I'm trailering it on Instagram and with you. But I'm only just started realizing that I should be putting more on your site as well. So hopefully by the time it goes on YouTube, those new I'll have also added more. That I've got so many of my new ones I've created here in Margate. And there's at the moment there's four new ones which should come online live, maybe tomorrow or something, I guess.
Absolutely. And even so, like if you were to actually show a lot of the process of doing it, like also these stories that you're sharing would be nice to get more
Oh,
hands-on
oh,
experience. For
if
example,
I
those
had,
like the restaurant where you're actually taking a picture of people and then you're actually adding some stuff to it.
yeah,
If we were to
well,
actually see that as a live story on social media, I think that those kinds of
well,
things would be really
you
great.
know, if I had an exhibition with the lightbox idea, I would at certain periods of the day, certainly on the preview or the private view, I would do live finger painting,
Yeah,
taking pictures of people, mashing up with a finger painting or just a finger painting, either or, and people, then I've got a live interactive art being made in front of your eyes.
that's
It's like,
awesome.
it's
Yeah.
like I used to in London, I had London's first ever open mic night being a musician, where lots of really famous people used to come and sing. It got really well known. Sorry, I'm holding my phone in front of my face because I was going to show you. But
That's the standard nowadays, Steve, so don't worry.
no, I hate that when people say
I do as well, but
I'm on my phone making art and I'm not playing some stupid. Well, I
yeah,
might do Wordle, but I like Wordle, but I do that on my laptop when I wake up to wake up my brain, and I'm good at it. Oh, I like Words with Friends as well on Facebook. But
yeah,
people say your phone is bad. It's not. It's a creative tool, for God's sake.
yeah.
Taking photos, I'm making art. So at my exhibition, when it comes, I'm saying when it comes, because I'm manifesting it. I'm in the right place in Margate.
Not if, but when, right?
I would make live art here, there, and there. I'd project it onto a big screen. I'd have my phone projecting onto a big screen, and so people could see me making it. I wish I could do that with you now. I don't know a way to connect my phone to
It's
do
really
it,
interesting
but I
that you
could.
say that because obviously we're a little bit in the cusp of the whole kind of showcasing art on digital screens. How do you see the role of digital screens in the art world and obviously doing digital art showcases with screens and allowing you to view a little bit more than just art, like you just said, obviously like the process of making it. How do you see that kind
Well,
of long term?
I'm sure you're aware of pixels.com.
Yep.
I've got a huge presence on there already, massive.
Yeah.
I'm Steve-Swindells, um, pixels.com. I've got a massive amount of work, but they already offer the option of You tick if you want it to be. They market digital art as a slow changing thing you can put on your wall, and so you opt in randomly to have it. So maybe you guys should do the same thing as well. But I think pixels.com is more about, it's a bit of a vanity publishing thing as well. And I like it because it's egalitarian. This is the same with threadless.com, which
Yeah.
I'm just getting into. But I like the idea that you can have your art immediately on a mug or on a t-shirt or on a throw. You know, I think it's great. I've got cushions in there
Hmm.
that
With
I
you.
designed that
That's
I've got
awesome.
from pixels.com.
Yeah.
I just ordered them with my own designs on.
That's really cool. Yeah. And from a
Shall I
tech
show you
standpoint, I
one?
think you can also do like iPhone cases and stuff, I've heard as
Oh yeah,
well.
they're
So,
on there. Yeah, they're
yeah.
on there. I'll show you. They it's American. They call it a throw pillow, but I've
Yeah.
got one right here. So it's my design, which was an iPhone finger painting.
That's awesome. Yeah.
This is from pixels.com. It's good quality.
Yeah.
You want more light? Wait there.
Sure, that would be great.
Ah, there we go. How's that? Is that
Yeah,
better?
that's really cool. Yeah. That's
Um,
awesome.
and then this is a kind of ironic one I did. I did a mashup. This is very art. Wait, go higher, like.
Oh, that's super cool. Yeah.
Um, this is. I'm being ironic. It's but tongue in cheek, if you like, tongue in chic.
Yeah.
Um, two cloakroom tickets from the Frieze Art Fair in London. My brother is a journalist and photographer. He's very well known as well. His name's Dave Swindells.
Yeah.
Um, he documented the rave era.
Does he live in London?
He does, yeah. He
Okay.
was nightlife editor of Time Out magazine for 28 years. So he got me free tickets to Freeze.
Yeah.
It was all about money, to be honest.
Yeah.
Although there was some great art there. So I put my tongue firmly in my cheek
Yeah.
and took a photo of my cloakroom tickets
Yeah.
and then mashed them up and put them on this cushion.
That's
And
amazing. Yeah.
see right here, I've got whatever the word for a seven piece. Um, it's called the Crack series
Yeah.
because tongue in cheek, because um, it was I took a photo of a giant crack in the earth outside one of the big, huge freeze marquees,
Yeah.
and I mashed up the same photo with seven of my iPhone finger paintings.
That's really cool. Yeah.
I'll give you a close up.
That's awesome. Yeah.
So it's all mashups.
Yeah.
And it's very original, no one's doing stuff like this. And I like being original.
And you obviously like being original. Is there also some symbology behind the types of, I mean, what made you kind of choose, for
Well,
example, in terms
I'm
of the
being
seven?
satirical as well.
Yeah.
I'm poking fun at the art world
Okay.
by taking a photo of a giant crack in the earth because outside the Frieze
Yeah.
marquees.
Yeah.
Frieze art fair is all about money. We know that.
Yeah. Yeah.
And it's elitist and it's stupid um, this all about money. Thank God, one of my favorite artists was there exhibiting. That's Zach Ove. He's an incredibly talented British artist.
Okay.
He makes these awesome sculptures
Yeah.
uh, that are talking about the African history. His dad was also an artist, and he's of Jamaican and African heritage. Uh, and but his work is amazing. It's Zach Zak
Yeah.
Ove. His work is extraordinary, but most of it, I just thought I could smell the money, and it was just not about art. So I was taking the piss, as we would say,
Yeah.
by taking a picture of a giant crack in the grass
Yeah.
and making it into art. also being sort of parodying or making fun of it, but
Yeah.
making art with it,
Yeah.
you know. So
That's
it worked.
awesome.
It worked.
That's really, really cool. And so basically from now, if I were to say, I mean, you've obviously done so many different things, Steve, throughout your whole life. If you were to look at yourself, um, either as an artist, obviously in the near future, aside from obviously your solo exhibitions and exhibitions with other artists, what are some of the things that, you know, you would still like to accomplish, as an artist, long term? That you imagined or envisioned. You obviously that are also so into manifesting that you know you've kind of see it there in the future that you still want to take part of.
Like as I already said, the lightbox idea with me making live art would be a fantastic thing to do. Um, I'd really like to do that, and that would be totally original. And then attaching my music with headphones to each lightbox piece would be totally original. So I'm combining my own music and my art, but also having a damn good party as well.
Yeah, that's always the best. Indeed,
Well,
I can't argue with that.
having organised Madonna's 30th birthday party at the Groucho Club in London,
Wow.
and Prince's three after-show parties, and I also organised parties, the only ever party for the legendary Face magazine. I
Okay.
got the Limelight Club before it opened,
Yeah.
and I also organised Time Out magazine's 25th anniversary party.
Okay.
So I sure know how to make a party rock, I'm telling you. But,
I would love to be part of one of those, Steve. That's for
yeah.
sure.
Well, I would like to find an empty warehouse space in the great tradition of like New York artists, and just make it a pop-up, you know.
We would love to help out with that, and it's also
Yeah,
one of the things that you know Plogix itself is trying to get into more. The whole vibe of actually physical events, but also at the same time of having different residences as partners. So like
yeah,
hotels, you
yeah.
know, culinary also in restaurants. You know, just having really
Oh
different
yeah.
settings whereby
I'm
we
a
can create
foodie
some
as
cool
well.
art. Yeah,
Great, sounds perfect. Well, you see, that's why I'm in the right place because Margate is just buzzing.
yeah.
There's so many galleries here, and the Carl Friedman Gallery, where I was on Saturday drinking the free wine, which you don't have to get on the guest list. I think that's really cool and open. But it was a great exhibition. It's on now. Her name is Lola Stone Brett, and she's amazing. And she's one of the artists that Tracy Emin has championed. I was talking to her, and um, I was amazed to find that Tracy Emin puts up these artists in one of her various studios or houses. She's very rich, Tracy Emin,
Yeah,
but she's
yeah.
also
I see.
very
It's part of the
generous.
Tracy. She has a
And she
foundation,
thinks
right? Right?
I did say, sorry?
She has a foundation, right? Tracy Emin Foundation.
Absolutely. And she's
Yeah,
a dame now as well.
yeah.
But she's also a really nice person. I met her briefly, but I didn't want to, I've only been here a short while. I didn't want to come on strong and say, oh, I want to do a lightbox exhibition. Can you sponsor me or anything? I wouldn't dream of that. I only do organic. But Lola Stone Brett is currently on her exhibition. They're very large scale, beautiful paintings. If you look on my Instagram, you'll see a picture I took of her in front of one of her huge paintings, a triptych, as it happens,
Yeah,
um, and her being photographed. So I'm taking a photograph of her being photographed with
yeah,
you see her in the guy's mobile, so that makes it more interesting. But
yeah.
that's on my Instagram. But yeah, let's have I'd love to make a sort of art happening, if you like, and I've
Absolutely.
got a great partner to help with that is my Chilean artist friend, Claudio. He's an amazing artist, but he can build sets, and he can build my light boxes, for instance. And he comes here to visit. We're really good buddies, and
Well,
he's
we have loads of artists in the UK that, would definitely love to take part in that. So if it's something that you want to kind of co-organize it, and I really mean it, we're really
but
open
I
to
could
that.
do Margate and London, you see.
Absolutely. Well, London's obviously a lot easier for not to obviously take anything away from Margate, and I've obviously seen based on what I've checked thus far, that's obviously such a artsy scene. But I would absolutely love to do something. And as a matter of fact, we're doing some neat showcases now around Fritz. So it's not part of Fritz, but obviously around the timing of Fritz, because there's so many art enthusiasts around this
Well, you
time in
said
London.
Fritz, you mean, oh, you saying it with a German accent. Freeze.
Oh, a lot of people say that the German has taken over my English a little bit over
Oh,
the
yeah.
years.
You mean freeze, yeah.
Freeze, yes,
Yeah,
definitely.
well, we were thinking that. Me and Claudia, his surname is Korea,
Okay.
C, like Chick Corea, the musician. But we were thinking it would be fun to do something a little bit subversive, to offer an alternative to, money-driven art. Art should be driven by art, not by
Yeah,
money.
absolutely. Yeah.
If you get lucky and make money out of it, great. But most people don't, you know. But clever you do, and to be innovative and also support various good causes while you're doing it, like Tracy Emin does,
We would
all the
love to.
better.
Yeah,
Yeah.
absolutely.
But I am certainly my CV shouts ideally qualified to do this. So I'm very good at organizing, making things fabulous. So when I did Prince's after show parties, the first thing his manager did was once all the people were there, and then in walks Eric Clapton and Nile Rodgers and Ronnie Wood to jam with him and his band. I was in charge of the whole thing, and it was my idea to have it in a different venue every night.
Yeah,
To get, I'm a natural PR person,
yeah,
and
I can see
and,
that.
I just got straight on to Warner's boss, having been signed to Warner's myself.
Yeah,
I said, look, change the venue every night. He said, but how do we get the tickets? I said, you bike them.
yeah,
All your people that you're inviting
yeah,
are going to be stars.
yeah.
So he said, oh, that's a brilliant idea. And that's what happened. So his manager brings Prince over to meet me, and he's wearing an orange toweling jumpsuit, and he's tiny.
Yeah.
And he looks me up in the looks me in the eye, smiles, and he says, "Thank you for the atmosphere."
That's awesome.
What
Yeah.
better could you ask for?
Yeah. That's when you know you did it right, huh?
Absolutely. Yeah.
That's awesome. Yeah, I also love, I think an artist is such a big component of also, creating experiences for people, right? And
Yeah.
not just on the day, but everlasting experiences, experiences like also the ones you talk to where you can still up to date, go back to 1972 or whenever when you were in London and you remember party by party or
Oh,
episode by
you just
episode.
reminded me of a story which is really interesting relating to art.
Yeah.
Because I lived in Notting Hill in the 70s,
Okay.
when it was actually when riots happened,
Yeah.
because of the racism of the police. And it was a very black area. Now it's like super rich and, you know,
Yeah.
like lots of people from Freeze Art Show probably lived there. Anyway, David Hockney lived over the road from me, and I'd noticed that he was building a new studio on the roof of the apartment that he lived in, and it was all blue steel and pure glass,
Yeah.
huge.
Yeah.
And one day, as luck was had it, and maybe I manifested it, but who should I bump into in the corner shop buying 4 bottles of fairy liquid but David Hockney? I said, "Oh, David Hockney, what a pleasure! I've been seeing you're building your new studio." He said, "Oh yes." He's from North. He said, "Oh yes, it's open. It's already. I'm using it already." I said, "Oh, you moved in? How amazing!" I said, "Could I be cheeky and ask if you'd let me come and see it?" He said, "Sure, come and see it tomorrow if you want." He said, "I'm doing my first ever designs, opera designs for the Magic Flute at Glyndebourne.
Yeah.
I said, oh, great. So next day, I'd taken some of my poem. I write poems as well, as a present. So I just had, had them photocopied in the print shop and stuff. And and I ring the bell and he buzzes me up, and I walk straight into a David Hockney painting, and he's there with his easel, live doing his first
Wow.
ever designs for the Magic Flute in front of me.
That's
And there's a
awesome.
great big coffee table with a bowl of white tulips.
Yeah.
It's a David Hockney painting. There's a nice funky sofa, Italian, very stylish, huge. And his boyfriend is in the kitchen, eyeing me suspiciously whilst reading The Guardian.
Yeah, yeah.
And it was wonderful. He's such a charming person,
Yeah.
completely down to earth and genuine. And it was so interesting talking to him
Yeah.
about his process of creating. This is way before he did the iPad paintings and
Yeah.
whatever. He was always innovative,
Yeah.
and it was his first opera. And he gave me a signed book of the blue guitar, his book, The Blue Guitar, some studies on the Picasso blue period,
Yeah.
the etchings he
That's
did.
awesome.
Beautiful book.
Wow.
Um, but unfortunately, foolishly, I gave it away for an AIDS benefit. But there you go.
Well, not foolishly, but
Yeah, you know what I mean.
yeah,
I'm glad I
absolutely.
did.
Yeah.
But I wish I still had it. It was a thing to treasure.
Yeah.
And that was, before the days of mobile phones. Um, in the 70s. So there
Yeah.
we go. The AIDS auction came much later, obviously. So I did have it. AIDS didn't happen until 86 in London.
Yeah.
That had a huge impact, but I was pleased to be able to put on one of the first ever benefits relating to that.
That's really
Um,
nice.
it was called Fashion Cares, and it was promoted by not only the Face magazine, Blitz magazine, and ID magazine, but on the poster, it was only a very young Naomi Campbell
Yeah.
and a very young Kate Moss
Wow.
wearing fashion cares. We had these T-shirts made,
Yeah.
and it was a huge success. Raised lots of money, and that was in '88 as well. So '88 was a really interesting year.
Yeah. 1 year after I was born, so maybe that's why.
Yeah, you know.
Um,
Well, I guess in '88 I would have been uh, 36, 37. Yeah.
yeah, so almost my age, yeah.
I'm old, man. I'm old.
Steve, I wanted to ask you to one last thing. And I usually ask a lot of the artists, to finalize. It's a little bit ad hoc, but obviously you've done so many different things over your lifetime with music. The organizing of events, PR. You obviously have a pretty large network on multiple industries. You're passionate about art. You're innovative. What? How would you like to, if we were to look at your pieces, maybe 20, 30, 40, 50 years from now, whether that collectors or anybody else that still carries around your paintings, how would you like to be remembered as an artist and mainly also as a person in terms of not just reputation, but I mean more of an identity in terms of what you did and also the message that you conveyed to others that really admired your work.
I'd like to be remembered as being someone who took risks, who
Okay.
realized that manifestation works.
Yeah.
And if you believe in yourself and you believe in your talent, even no matter how old you are, um, because I don't feel like 72 at all.
Yeah.
Okay, either. So I'm kind of eternally cool.
Yeah, that's awesome. I can totally see that.
So I have a lot of fun in my life, believe me.
That's really good to hear, Steve. No, awesome. We definitely, well, look, we definitely love to work with you also in a lot of our showcases and also doing, some partnerships also. in the near
I would
future.
love that. I would
O-
love that.
On the PR
Um,
front, we're always open as well, just so you know.
I gave you my phone number,
Yep,
and do you have my email?
I do have your email, phone number, pretty much everything.
Excellent.
And yeah, just so
The
you
only thing
know.
I don't do is mornings. I tell you why.
Okay.
Because um, I love working late night when I get ideas when the world is asleep.
Yeah,
So I'm, and also having been a club promoter for, for many years, and I was very successful
yeah.
and hard to organize. I'm just a night person. I can't get out of it. So
That's always good. Yeah, some people
so,
are
so
nocturnal in their creativity.
don't expect to be able to talk to me early morning. That's all.
Okay, perfect. Well, it's been great talking to you, Steve.
Absolute pleasure.
And obviously we're looking forward to working with you in much of the showcases and partnerships. And yeah, looking forward to seeing some more great works, either digitally or also in Canvas.
Well,
So
I'm when I finish talking to you, I'm gonna start upload a few more of my Margate works.
that would
Um,
be great. Hopefully you got inspired as well again.
yeah, well, yeah, it's been really nice talking to you, and yeah, it has been inspiring because I think your attitude is really positive, and it strikes me that the organization must be pretty cool too.
Yeah, I mean, we have a really great team. I mean, and I think that's obviously the most important, to be fair, at the end of the day, that I think I would say every single person in our team is equally as inspired, not just to grow our community, but also to, to get more engaged in terms of the artists that we have. And that's
And
part of the
also,
reason why
if
we
you
also do this.
can do specifically, like I always, I mean, it's obvious that pixels.com is very corporate and it's a vanity publishing thing. Um, but it's a good showcase for me. On the not the website which I told you is this Steve-Swindells pixels.com.
Yeah.
But where I create the stuff, I've had getting nearly 800,000 views
Wow, that's
on
really interesting.
Pixels.
I'm gonna check your
Yeah,
pixels out for sure.
yeah. So I always put stuff on there because it's a great showcase. But now I'll add you. I'll put anything. I'm gonna upload a whole lot of my new stuff I've done here because I'm really pleased with it.
That would be great. And also if you link projects, that would be really beneficial as well for us. So
Yeah, I have.
super.
I am.
Y
Yeah,
y
I've linked to you on Facebook, Pinterest,
Awesome.
everything. Of course, I'm
That's
not
awesome.
stupid, man. Yeah, but I'd love to get involved. You're based in
We're based in London, but of course
Germany.
our team is all over. So we have people in the UK, we have people in London, in Manchester, we have people in Venezuela, we have people in the UK,
Oh wow.
in the States, in Asia as well, in Germany, like
I
myself.
didn't realize you were that big.
Yeah,
Where are you
we are.
based in London?
Yeah, we are pretty much all over. So, and our artists are also all over. So
Awesome.
we've artists in Australia. I mean, we're all over the place. So,
Are you in trendy Dalston?
in trendy Dalston,
Yeah,
even no, but I'm sure that we have an artist close by for sure. So,
yeah. Now, where's you have offices in London?
in London, in Ludgate Hill, yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
well, that's an interesting place to have an office. Oh, that's Clerkenwell. Yeah, that Clerkenwell is cool.
But all our team is all over the place. So, I
Yeah.
mean,
So a
we
lot of people.
that's.
Do you work from home as well?
We all do. So we only use that basically for meetings or meetups or when we're doing special
Well, that
events and
makes
stuff.
sense.
So
That makes a slimline company.
we yeah,
You don't spend millions on rent when you can spend it on better things.
exactly, especially nowadays. So
And these are the days of pop-ups.
yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
I'd love my first exhibition to be in a really unusual venue, like a deserted cinema or something,
Yeah.
or an abandoned church or something. You
Yeah.
know, it'll be so much fun. And there's lots I'm sniffing around in Margate already. I'm
Yeah.
telling you.
That sounds good.
And it's a really beautiful place as well.
Yeah, I can
Really.
imagine. I would love to visit for sure. Yeah.
Well, you're
Awesome.
welcome.
Now I have a even better reason to do so.
I'm renting here, so I can't do Airbnb, but I used to do. You're not allowed if you're renting, but I used to do at my mum's house in Bath when I was her carer. I
Oh,
had two
Bath is also a beautiful city.
very beautiful. Yeah,
Yeah.
she had a fabulous house on the canal, and she passed in the last 4 years of her life. I was her carer, but I was doing Airbnb, and she was still very much very bright and able, even though um, she was in her 90s. And she
Yeah.
loved, and I attracted really arty people because I said, well, I'm an artist. You know, I had one of the Airbnb rooms was called the Treehouse Tower,
Yeah.
and it looked out over the hills around Bath and the canal with all the
Yeah.
boats going by. And the other was called the Funky Bunk Room, which was more for backpacker types, really.
Yeah.
Students at the uni. So she loved meeting all the people. And so the last years of her life were pretty happy. And also, I moved there when COVID happened. So thank God, otherwise, it would have been a nightmare. She
Yeah.
would have been all on her own.
Yeah.
So the last few years of her life were very happy. And she'd got a big family. She's got 6 children, 10 grandchildren, and 2 great grandchildren.
Wow.
And so she had a very brief illness and passed away in 2003
Sorry to hear that. Yeah.
at home, looking at her beloved garden surrounded by family. So it was all good.
That's the most important at the end, right?
And she
All
was
family.
always very supportive about everything I did in my life. She was
That's
an
good.
amazing woman.
Well, she raised somebody great and amazing, and it's really been really really
Oh,
nice to meet you, Steve.
you're too kind.
Really
Subscribe to our YouTube channel and follow us on Instagram to support our artists.